I think you guys are all old enough. I think shouldn't be wrong to assume that I shouldn't have to tell you to not feed the AI your image.
That's it. That's my intro.
Hi, I'm Amanda. You're watching Swell Entertainment. And I like a lot of different things. I do. I like a lot of different things. I specifically like this genre of horror movies. It doesn't really have a name, I would say, but I call it science f***ed up, okay? That's one of my favorite genres of horror movies. And I feel like we're moving in that path. I feel like the tech people have just gotten too emboldened. We helped them make too much money. They're all vaguely narcissistic, if not confirmed narcissist. Maybe a little crazy in general. Ethics classes just are slowly going downhill in school. And I'm worried, not just for the future of this country, but for the future of the world, the future of humanity. And I know that's a little dramatic, okay? To think that by playing with a little app that you guys are paying for, you're paying for this? You're paying to feed them your image? Have you learned nothing from my channel? Like, I know I get scammed so you don't have to, but even I'm not doing this. I'm not giving them my image, no.
Let me tell you about the sponsor for today's video, Casetify. Casetify is the world's most popular tech accessory brand. They're known for their durability and their global corroboration. It's time for the drop test. If you're just looking for something low-key but protective, the clear cases are for you. They're super durable
and optimized to prevent yellowing.
Slimmest case available, and it's got tactile buttons and a comfortable grip.
They're also 65% made up of recycled phone cases, which you can see here displayed on the side of the bumper cases.
Their artist program is great. They partner with tons of artists for exclusive designs for Casetify. They also have plenty of accessories like this candy cane foam charm, which is part of their holiday collection. They also hooked it up with a personalized Swell case. Funny enough, Swell is the code you can use to get 15% off your order from Casetify. Casetify's clear cases and bounce cases are all available at casetify.com. Go to www.casetify.com/swell to get 15% off your order today. And thank you again to Casetify for sponsoring this video.
I know it's dramatic for me to think that by simply submitting your image to see yourself how you would look in like the 1920s or as a cartoon character or as a pirate captain, I don't freaking know, okay? I'm sure you don't think that that's that big of a deal, but I just think that it's part of an ongoing bigger problem. And, as someone who's not necessarily an artist, and by not necessarily, I mean I can't draw a stick figure well to save my life. There's also, the whole art side of things and all of that. And I guess we can get into the NFT side of things if we really, really want to. I never did make my cult of NFT video because NFTs started dwindling in value immediately as I announced I was going to make that video. So what can I say? I'm a trendsetter. So I'm sure that if you are on social media at all, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Hive, whatever, you've seen images of people, the slideshows of people showing what they look like based in different styles of art, different time periods. And it's all from these AI apps that they give their image to, or they take photos of themselves for the app, and then they pay money to get these images. I spend money on things for a living to scam me, but still, come on, guys. I thought we were past paying for stupid apps. I thought we left that in 2014. I thought we stopped that. A lot of talk about AI recently, specifically AI art. And I briefly mentioned this in another video, but it got cut out. It did not make the final edit. Lately, what I've been seeing a lot on Twitter specifically is that if I make a reference to looking for an artist for whatever reason, if I'm looking for artwork to do a commission or anything, my messages are suddenly inundated with what I assume to be bots because of the markers on their account and things like that. I assume these are bot accounts, but they are basically all AI artists telling me that hey girly, here you're looking for an artist. What are you looking for? Let's see if I can help you, and it's I never get real artists doing that. It's almost always AI artists based on their accounts. It sounds bad. No, it does not, because AI arts, I don't consider AI art to be, someone's gonna get mad at me. As someone who has a lot of respect for artists, as someone who is not an artist myself, I personally creatively have issues with AI art and issues with people who claim to be artists using AI art. And I know that's shitty and someone's going to be mad at me because I just called a group of people who claim to be artists not artists. But I don't have a problem with digital art. I think digital art is incredibly difficult, whether it's done at tablet or with pixels or whatever. But to type in something into a computer and then have a computer generate an image for you, I don't consider that something that an artist would do. I think artists have care for their craft, care for their artwork, and creativity is a muscle that can be maintained and worked and cultivated. And I don't think you do that by typing in words into a generator. Amanda is canceled for saying that AI artists aren't real artists. I would actually love if that's how I get canceled, actually. That, and then I also said that robots can't feel love. Megan is going to come and kill me. The reason I don't think these people in my DMs are artists is because typically when artists do reach out, whether they're digital artists or 2D artists or painters or whatever, they send me a link to their portfolio or send me tweets of their other work or something. There's in the original message, there is an examples of the art that they have done previously, because it's like, look, I'm proud of this. This is what I could do for you, basically. That is me being biased, but that's how I attribute legitimate artists versus, bot artists in my DMs. If you are a legitimate artist and you've done that to me, I apologize. But I need to see your work. Art made by AI wins fine arts competition. Now, I remember when this happened, people were not happy because the expectation then, and I believe still now, is that the way that AI makes the art that it makes, it's just ever learning. It's ever growing. And you can see this in AI images where there's the time lapses showing all the different art from previous inputs, like show me the history of mankind or things like that. And you can see how the images change, or you just kind of keep saying regenerate, but you can see how the AI images specifically, how they take from their previous image and then add to it, basically. So you can see how there was one that I saw, I'll try and find it, but it was an art image. And at one point, one of the art images that the AI had come up with had a picture frame around the artwork. And then all of a sudden, the following artwork, it just started adding in that picture frame as part of other pieces of the artwork. And it just kept building on with that frame until it disappeared over time because it became so small that it became something else. And then it was just, it learns from itself, but it also learns from other things. And so the belief and implication is that AI art is being generated from actual art that has already existed in this world, whether it was fed to the AI, whether it was shown to the AI. It's like, when you see those videos like, oh, I made AI watch 10,000 hours of South Park or whatever it is, and then write an episode. Like it has to have something to learn from, and then it's ever learning, and that's part of the problem. It's like those dogs that you give those buttons. Eventually, they will develop consciousness and ask why they're dogs. If bunny friend, why mom owned bunny, that, okay? Hermes is not getting buttons. He gets to remain crazy and stupid, okay? Back to the article. An artwork made by artificial intelligence won first place at the Colorado State Fair's Fine Arts competition last week, sparking controversy about whether AI-generated art can be used to compete in competitions. This was also in the digital art category, for clarification. As people talking at the Colorado State Fair, we think this brings up a great conversation. With advancing technology, the discussion of AI art and art helps the fair evolve from year to year. It's a beautiful image. But I don't know. Also, the thing about AI art is it's like there's a dreamlike quality to it that I don't want to say incorrect. It looks like off. I know AI, develops more and more, and eventually the uncanny valley is not going to be an issue anymore to some degree. I don't know. If I saw this, it would probably bother me, like in person, like looking at this now. I know it's for the digital arts category, so I wouldn't see brushstrokes, but in paintings and bigger pieces, I like seeing brushstrokes. It's just me. By now, there are many efficient AI programs that allow people to create original, realistic images and art from text descriptions. DALL-E 2, Midjourney, and Stable Diffusion are some of the most notable such AI programs. To generate a realistic image using these programs, all one needs to do is enter a text description of what he or she would like to see and wait for the AI to create it. For example, create an armchair in the shape of an avocado, and then develops an armchair in the shape of an avocado. The winning artwork submitted by Jason Allen was created using the Midjourney program, which offers 25 free uses before requiring subscription, in combination with AI Gigapixel. The result came in first at the competition and won a $300 cash prize. Artists all over the world have chimed in with their opinions on social media with a common view that Allen isn't an artist and it really isn't his own artwork. Therefore, his art shouldn't have been accepted in the competition as original artwork in the first place, let alone won the competition. And then someone on Twitter, Annika Gober, I love your screen name, Annika Gober says, everyone defending AI art in these comments are actually stupid. This man put no effort into the work. Typing keywords in a good enough sequence isn't art. The fact that AI could take away jobs from real artists or people in the creative field is so scary. This infuriates me. Many people believe AI-generated art should be classified differently, saying it threatens the work of human artists. Yeah, why can't they just pull a Twitch and then make like a pools section on their categories? Make an AI art section. That sounds mean. I don't have a problem with pool streamers. Yeah, I phrased that weird. I don't have a problem with pool streamers. Okay, I just want to say, like you could just do that. That way people aren't unhappy because you've accommodated this new group of streamers that are getting you artwork and you're getting you discussions, you know? You'd still get attention for your contest if you had these artworks in there, but then you just have a whole new category. From a marketing perspective, there's a way to do this, even though I have a whole issue with the AI art in general. Allen, who founded the board game company Incarnate Games, said his pieces were created with a computer, thus they were put in the digital art category. Dude. He also claims that he stated the work was created using Midjourney when he submitted it, but this seems to have been admitted when his work was hung for judging. It's unclear if the judges knew that the piece had been created by AI. See, that's messed up. You should have to disclose that. However, this is a state fair contest. But if there's money on the line, I don't know. I think you should disclose, like, if you would disclose materials, right? Every time I go to a museum, an art museum, materials are listed on the bottom of the placard, the information placard. It says what materials were used. Colorado newspaper reported that the two judges were unaware that Allen's submission was AI generated, but they added that it wouldn't change their decision because they were looking for how the art tells a story and how it invokes spirit instead. These AI programs are still mainly used harmlessly, as in the example above. What happens when the technology becomes so sophisticated that it allows us to generate accurate human depictions of other people, real or made up? Oh yeah, Kurt Skelton was a fake movie review TikToker that was created using AI by another user. And then she revealed that she had created Kurt and all of that. It's an interesting video. It's fairly cool how she did it. Terrifying, scary, but really cool. We're doomed. The part of me that is naturally curious and is interested in science and technology and ongoing developments in the world, a lot finds this very cool. However, so much of this is terrifying, you know? Like, and then again, she created this guy from numbers and everything and all of that. But like these arts, these AIs are learning from themselves and from other arts. They come from other things. And I guess you could argue like, oh, it doesn't matter because it's not legitimate. Like it's not identifiable. You can't identify the other artist. So therefore it's not taking away from the other artist because by the time the finished artwork is done from the AI, there's no discernible factors from other artists' artwork. But I think that that's just a part of the issue, you know? Okay, this next article is from Science Friday, and it's from... Was this written by AI? Is that why there's no person credited? God damn it. How will AI image generators affect artists? AI-based text-to-image generators have been around for years, but their outputs were rudimentary and rough. The State Fair work showed this technology has taken a giant leap forward in its sophistication. Realistic, near-instant image generation was suddenly here, and reactions were just as potent as their creations. Tech enthusiasts lauded the achievement, while artists were largely concerned and critical. If anyone could make a painting in just a few seconds, why would someone need to commission an artist to produce an illustration or even bother spending years learning art at all? The other major issue that artists pointed out was that the databases of these image generators, DALL-E 2, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, are largely built off existing images from artists. The companies behind these programs scraped billions of images from the web, including the hard work of artists, both dead and alive. But because of fair use precedent, which these models likely fall under, and the nebulous process of how these programs select specific images, it's difficult for artists to make a legal case against generative AI developers. Yeah, because like I said, it becomes so watered down by the time it gets to the actual image that any identifiable artwork is kind of lost already.
Somebody on Reddit took my illustrations and made it into AI art. Here's my art versus artist this year for reference. They were being extremely secretive about who they were basing the AI model off of, but it's pretty obvious that it was my stuff. Like 1-to-1, I could point out which ones were used for which section, I don't know. Like this one. I think this one's the most obvious one, to be honest. And this one. They deleted it immediately, so yeah, if that doesn't prove it, I don't know what does.
This has left some artists to fear the worst. Will these algorithms, which wouldn't be able to produce its image without their work, one day replace them? This is from BuzzFeed from Kelsey Weekman. Hi, Kelsey. There's a debate about data, intellectual property, and identity brewing in regard to an app that charges you $8. I thought it was $2.99. What do you mean $8? What the fuck do you mean $8? I thought it was $2. I trust none of you with money now. Kelsey, and then you did the app yourself. See, this is where I'm not giving them my image. It's not happening. This week, Instagram is swarming with artsy illustrations of your friends suddenly looking like a watercolor painting from the Impressionist movement or a character from a new Marvel film. But as people share digital portraits of themselves created with the app Lensa, some experts have raised concerns about data privacy, artist rights, and how the app seems preoccupied with giving huge boobs to every woman who uses it. Yeah, I saw a couple of people talking about how they used younger photos of themselves and it sexualized their childhood photos. Again, I wouldn't give it my childhood photos either. Okay, the app created by photo editing tech company Prisma Labs uses artificial intelligence and photos uploaded by the user to generate unique images based on their likeness. You've got to pay up front $7.99 for 50 pictures, up from $3.99 just a few days ago. But it's not the rarity of having to pay to participate in a meme that has people worried. Okay, so it was $3.99. That's where I got the $2.99 from. Okay, $3.99, now it's up to $7.99. They upped the price because they know you're gonna pay it. Nope, I'm not. You're not getting my picture. Here are some of the reasons why people are concerned about the impact of AI generators might have on users and artists. Uploading your photos to Lensa gives the company access to your face data. That's my thing. No, you can't have my face data. And I say that as someone who is online. I don't want any version of my face to be attached to some political campaign that I don't align with because I gave access to this art generator and they sold my face data to some political party. Okay, I don't want it. No, none of that. I don't want to be advertising hemorrhoid cream. Okay, I don't want to be advertising. I don't want my photo popping around. I don't. And I say that as someone who is incredibly online, you know, but as with many of the photo altering apps that have gone viral in recent years, users are concerned about how much data Lensa retains about them once they submit their photos. This is from Cheru Axe on Twitter. Twitter, stop using the funny AI app to transform your art. It steals it. Twitter, it uses it for data. Twitter. We were just talking about this. Did I need to do it in that voice? No, but it's in all caps. Prisma's terms and conditions state that users retain all rights in and to your user content. At the same time, using the app grants the company perpetual, revocable, non-exclusive, royalty-free, worldwide, fully paid, transferable, sub-licensable license to use, reproduce, modify, adapt, translate, and create derivative works with your photos. No, stop feeding the AI. Don't feed it after midnight. That means that the company owns the rights to any digital artwork made from using your selfies in the app. Lensa's privacy policy, separate from the terms and conditions, states that the company does not use photos you provide for any reason other than to apply different stylized filters or effects to them. A spokesperson for Prisma Labs told TechCrunch that the company deletes user photos from its cloud services after using them to train its AI. To some, it's actually one of the most worrying parts of the agreement. The concerning part to me is actually that you are giving the right to use your image for training their AI. Exactly. Don't feed. I'm going to make sure this is don't feed the AI after midnight. That's this shirt's. That's this one's thing. Don't feed the AI after midnight. That's the shirt. A few months and years later, when you see your face used in AI as art as data sets, I wonder how you will feel. That's from Saspinella. Users are not compensated when the company uses their images for AI training per Lensa's user agreement. Artists say AIR technology uses their artwork without compensation. AIR may seem like it magically appears from scratch by benevolent robots, but it's more complicated than that. It's not just Lensa either. DALL-E, MyHeritage, and the AI art TikTok filter have all gone viral for their ability to generate art based on user prompts. To generate these seemingly unique photos of people, Lensa uses what's called stable diffusion, a model trained to learn patterns through an online database of images called LAION 5B. Once the training is complete, it no longer pulls from those images, but uses the patterns to create more content. It then learns your facial features from the photos you upload and applies them to that art. The learning isn't the concern for artists. The source of the knowledge is. LAION 5B pulls publicly available images from all over the internet: Google Images, DeviantArt, Getty Images, Pinterest, and so on. Dozens of artists have spoken out about not getting paid or credited for work that appears in the database. Some allege that it is stealing. Artists dislike AI art because the programs are trained unethically using databases of art belonging to artists who have not given their consent. This is about theft. The Jupiter doll on Twitter said, "I don't think you guys are getting it. The main issue with AI is not you could have commissioned an artist to do this. It's the AI is trained to steal from actual artists' work and recreate it with zero credit or payment whatsoever so that a random app dev can make money." And then the Honey Ma quote tweeted that and said, "I was confused about this too. Y'all, the AI isn't compiling images to make unique art. It's stealing art, removing the details, and putting your face over it. Those are someone's pre-existing drawings. The AI is an art theft machine." Prisma Labs CEO Audrey Yulstev told BuzzFeed News that the Lensa generates can never be described as exactly right because of any particular artwork. He said the app creates images from scratch without borrowing existing pieces of art. As cinema didn't kill theater and accounting software hasn't eradicated the profession, AI won't replace artists but can become a great assisting tool, Prisma Lab wrote in a tweet. "We also believe that the growing accessibility of AI-powered tools would only make man-made art and its creative excellence more valued and appreciated, since an industrialization brings more value to handcrafted works. Sometimes artists use AI tools." Oh my God, stop making sounds. "These AI seem like harmless fun, but they are predatory and intend to replace artists," voice artist Jenny Yokobrov wrote in a Twitter thread. Ah yes, the sexualization of women. Let's get to that part. One of the most delightful things about art is the way its creators bring their own perspective and style to each piece. That doesn't exist with the pattern-based art AI generates. The CEO of Prisma Labs told BuzzFeed News it does not have the same level of attention and appreciation for art as a human being. You can see this when AI-generated art produces too many fingers or soulless eyes, but it can also be more sinister than that when Lensa creating sexualized and racially inaccurate art. Of the 50 images Lensa generated from my selfies, 7 of them exaggerated my body to make me both curvier and thinner than I actually am. And by that, I mean, despite submitting photos that don't show my body below the shoulders, it created cursed images of cartoon-like cleavage and tiny waist. And I know I'm not alone. Activist Brandy Barker tweeted that it seemed to her that the AI selfie generator apps were perpetuating misogyny. Her results looked similar to mine, with sexualized poses and exaggerated features, according to Refinery29. Some people have said apps have helped them experience gender euphoria, but they can also do the opposite by taking gendered features to the extreme. The fact that it depicts femme bodies completely naked with zero prompt is creepy and can absolutely be detrimental to you one day when someone claims the AI art is based on a nude you sent them. I don't know, man, one Twitter user wrote. In a story for Wired, writer Olivia Snow said she was able to generate nude images of herself using her childhood photos. Women of color told her that Lensa whitened their skin and angelicized their feature. Dyslexia strikes again. Also, the AI art is clearly racially biased. It literally cannot make anyone a shade lighter than Wonder Bread. Don't use that thing. Don't give it data. And that's from Breanimator on Twitter. Other people said that the app failed to capture their facial features, making them appear wider than they really are. Fat people noted that the app makes them look thin. As more people give AI art apps consent to study their faces, it's possible that the technology could become better at producing more accurate features. The consensus of this channel is do not feed the AI. Don't feed it after midnight. Don't feed it before midnight. Don't feed it at all. Don't get it wet. Don't give it your photos. Don't give it your childhood photos. Don't give it anything. Just starve it. Lock it in a basement and starve it, okay? That's what I think we should do with the AIs. They're hearing me right now. They're gonna come for me, okay? But don't feed it your image, okay? When the uprising happens, I'm sure I'm gonna be the first one on the chopping block, okay? But don't feed them your image. Don't. I don't like it. This makes me uncomfortable. You can say that right now it's harmless fun, but it's such a slippery slope. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it. Anyways, that's it. Have you tried Lensa? Did you pay $8? Please tell me you didn't. Let me know. Comment down below. Reminder, I have a podcast, the Swell Entertainment podcast. Reminder, I have merch like that mug back there. The next shirt design dropping will be do not feed the AI after midnight. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for joining my Patreon. If you'd also explore my Patreon, the list down below. Like on my social media. I'll be up here, and that's going to be it. Have a lovely day. Goodbye. Okay, we've made too many movies about cannibalism. We need to go back to making movies about the robots being evil. We need to go back. Blumhouse is coming out with Megan, but we need more.
Thank you, Alan, Cameron, Christopher, Chris P, Crash PC, Hannah, Dirty One, Don, Elliot, Evan, Eric, Y'all, Hopeless Incognito, Jekka Ray, James, Joe, John N, Jordan, Joseph, Kenny, Kim, Chris and Lamb, Lexley, Luis, Matt O, Matthew S, Meme Lord, Michael J, Micah, Nathan, Nathaniel, Pat, Penn, Richard, Rob, Red, Robert Ross, Sam, Serena, Sierra, Skylar, Simon, Taja, Timothy, Heavenly Plastic, Tom, QWERTY, Randy, Winter, Wendy, Williams, Andrews, Wink.